running back position. I guess reports that Darius is out for the season, and Nick Turner's moved to safety.
Yeah, Nick's been going to safety. I don't know how much he's practicing because learning it. So, but he wasn't in the mix at running back, and I mean Darius hadn't practiced, so I don't know if he's out for the season, and I don't know if he can play with it. You know, if you where he is in his career, I mean he can. You know, if you can't play with it, you look to do those medical deals like you do with guys, but that's not our call. That's a league deal where you document if the injury's significant enough where he can't play, and then he stays on scholarship and frees it up. So right now he hadn't practiced but a couple, 3 times all year. So just kind of retweaked the tendon or whatever injury before it just didn't heal right, I guess.
But you guys haven't formally shut him down. You haven't made a decision to say, you know, just sit the rest of the year out and come back.
If you can't practice, you're sitting out.
Right, but I mean, you haven't told him don't even attempt to come back to practice, I guess. I mean, there's not been a formal decision made to say he's done.
Well, I mean, the medical guys will say if he's clear or not clear, and then if it's not clear, it's significant enough, there's a process you go through that deems a player as a medical.
Right.
But that's not our call or his call. That's actually a Big Ten deal. So, like right now, he's out, and again, we talk about guys. You know, I've had guys hit more games of what he had last season, so he gets a lot of airtime for not. I've seen him practice 3 times. I got a bunch of guys practicing every day. If you want to talk about that.
Right.
And they're practicing better.
Well, that's about Nick. But I'll ask a little bit more about Nick Turner. I guess.
Nick
What
right
do you
now,
think you can get from him?
I don't know.
safety?
I mean, right now we're not getting anything. So I don't know. You know, we're trying to find a spot on the field, and with some seniors at safety, maybe it's a year away move. But why do you wait? If you're not playing now, let's escalate it. But right now, how much is he doing in practice? He's over there trying to learn defense. He'd probably be better off maybe on a scout team, learn how to play over there. And I don't know if he can play over there. He's fast. There's a lot of fast guys who can't play football, so he wasn't doing well at running back. The young guys went past him, and we're just trying to find a spot and get him on the field. He's a good kid trying. And he did a nice job in the spring, but the young backs have just played better, went by him. And he could come back and be a running back today and play like I think, you know, he's been playing. I think he kind of leveled off where he was. I think the young cats have went by him, so you're just trying to maybe find a place to continue to escalate a kid that's got speed, get him on special teams, you know, get him on the field. But it's kind of hard. You don't just middle of the season walk out there and just naturally guide it on. There's so much mental going on with calls, alignments, that a fast guy doesn't look fast. It takes time. So part of the thought process is, you know, he's got 3 years to play, and instead of trying to be a little bit more proactive than reactive. And so the young guys, and he could come back to running back and be solid for us in one day. He could go back and do what he does, and he would be a very nice compliment. But there's enough competition. Young guys a little farther ahead. It's just trying to find a spot and give him some chance. He's a good kid. Hopefully it works out. And if we have, I'm telling you what, we're a play away because we're going to need a couple 3 backs. We're a play away from him having to come back to running back. But I do believe he's done what we're doing long enough. He's been a running back long enough. It would take him a day and a half. He'd be back up to speed and help us out there. The real deal is to try to find a solid home. And maybe that's going to be in the secondary. We'll see.
If I could ask, is there a reason safety and not corner? Is there a reason
I just
he
think
fits there
change the
better?
direction, you know, all that kind of stuff. He's kind of fast, but kind of straight line. So those corners get on the island, a little bit more quickness, change. And a bigger guy that you think would show up in the run game with some physicalness when you come up to support the run. So not that he couldn't play corner, but I think the safety's kind of, and you're looking at a couple seniors, actually 3 if you count Donnell, and kind of play that hybrid safety backer. So you're getting ready to take a hit there. So it's kind of maybe trying to find an internal answer as you move forward instead of an external. And if we got a running back problem short term, we'll kick him back, keep moving forward. That won't be a big glitch. But hopefully in time it settles and gives him a chance to maybe find a great home and maybe help us. But it'll be a little bit on him too as we move forward.
Are guys doing a better job of hitting your expectations on how they practice now than maybe that first week of game preparation?
I don't know. We're working on it. I think they're getting a feel again. To me, I think each week's a fight in the game, and you know, I think in the boxing mentality, you kind of build up to the fight. I think there's a way you practice on Tuesday and Wednesday that kind of, you know, when you're in there doing the body bags and you're pounding on each other and you're getting your tone set for your body, and then you kind of taper. You know, you kind of start the week. You know, Sunday's off, it's light on Monday. You kind of set the tone Tuesday, Wednesday. You taper back and polish Thursday and Friday, and you cut it loose and go fight. And you know, that's my style. And I think again, I don't know if they were used to as much hitting as we did or going full pads. So I think early they might be like, hey, what's going on? Yesterday was a little bit of struggle, a little bit warmer, but we needed it. It's going to be hot down there, so it's kind of been hot. We're in great condition. I thought it was kind of neat to go. We went yesterday on the turf. It was kind of damp, wet. Then the sun came out, got it steamy, and I thought it was a pretty good deal to get our kids in a warm environment because it'll be probably kick off around 80-ish, 82. Probably play the game about 78.
Were the older guys responding to their bench and the message that you sent them the way that you wanted, especially along the offensive line?
I don't know. You know, again, I don't know. I think that's a long-term answer. It's no different. you can scold your child to do something, they do it right for a day or two, but long term. And I mean, it's okay, but again, I still don't know if we still play with them. I mean, if we could do anything, we talk about doing a few things around here, and one's playing hard, one's playing physical, and we still don't do that up to what I think they're capable of. And I don't think that's recruiting, and I don't think that's player development. And you can recruit and develop that with players, yeah, but I think immediately you can, we've done a bunch of running, we're in shape, we should be able to play hard. We're hitting, we should learn how to start delivering blows and being physical. And, I'd like to see us do that. I think that's where the old guys are still kind of not where I think they ought to be, and maybe it's just going to take a little time. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll never come. The young guys have got it, and I think for the old guys, it's just I think it's a little bit of distrust right now. We come out, we don't have the success in the first couple of games we want. Hey, we've been working hard. Well, that's not the answer. I mean, yeah, we got to work hard, but yeah, you got to we got to do a good job in coaching. We got to do a good job in executing. We got to have some emotion. We got to play smart. We got to finish games. There's a lot of factors, and I even had a summer meeting and said, as hard as you work until you change your attitude, it's just hard work. There needs to be a confidence in the way we do it, an expectation, and we got to do that during the week. So we're working on it, but I still think it's a work in progress, and not mad at them and not blaming them for any shortcomings, but I'm seeing young players that are holding their own. You'll actually see another guy or two in the mix this week that are kind of coming on that's just continuing to increase the competition and bring those young cats along. The real deal, I'd love to have these seniors, talk to the seniors today. I think we're going to build a great program, but I'd rather for them do it now and have success now, because this is their last go. And I'd like to, when it's all done over, them look at it and say, that's the best I could do. And that's my question to them yesterday. If yesterday was your last day, Jacob Hager or Josh Hager has maybe played his last play of football. Maybe Darius Willis has played his last play of football. If yesterday was your last, are you happy? Is that the best you could do? If you think you're a pro player and cut day's coming up, is that how you're going to practice? We need to have that burning desire, and we're trying to build that. And again, talk's cheap, and you get going through practice, start punching clocks. We're prodding, we're applying, but it's still at work. And right now the coaches are still setting the tone, and it'd be nice to see the players start doing it.
So on Darius, do you feel this is the end of his season, or do you think this could likely be the end of his
It could be the end of his career. If it's a recurring deal, and he's far enough along, and that's just for the doctors and his family to decide. So, but again, we keep talking about guys that don't play.
Conversely,
You're not saying it negatively. I mean, he's done well. It's unfortunate. He's gotten way too much airtime for a long time.
Conversely, with some of those young guys, I mean, how have you seen, especially on the offensive line, them practice this week?
Good. Colin
Defending.
Rorick's gaining on the inside. Against those guys are a little bit light and will struggle with some stuff. But the more they play, I think the more comfortable they'll be. I think going on the road would be nice. We still need to compliment the old players and have Mark Damish and Justin Pagan pick it up a little bit for us and compliment those guys. But those guys are they have nice. They play with an energy level, and they got a little bit more fight and grit to them right now. So appreciate what they're doing. And we'll still have some glitches. We'll still bust a couple things. We'll still go the wrong way once in a while. But there's a little bit more energy and effort about it. And that's again one thing we talk about: playing hard, playing physical. Those guys give us the best chance.
You've obviously coached down in that general area before. What kind of similarities, what kind of differences do you see in just kind of the rebuilding project you're taking over and the rebuilding project that Dan's taken over?
Oh, different league. That's to me has always been a program. It's got some, I think, unique potential. I think it's in a conference where they're recruiting a great area where for their competition they should match up and do well. And they made a phenomenal commitment to their facility, which looks very impressive the last few years riding down the road. But it's in a great location. That Metroplex got a boatload of players. And, for whatever reason, Coach Dodge had a great career. It just didn't work out for him. But it looks like with the facility, Dan, I mean, he's in a league where, you look at what TCU has been able to do in their league. But they're also in an area where they're recruiting a great pool compared to the league. And I think they have a great talent pool that I think there's some potential for that program to do well. And he will.
Any thoughts on who are some of the young guys we might see Saturday that we haven't seen?
Well, you guys got to go to the game.
I had to toss it out there.
I don't know. Just see who gets on the bus.
Thanks.
Thanks,
We'll
Ryan.
get it together.
Thanks, Coach.